Alright, what is up, guys, and welcome to another episode of the Gift of Gaming podcast. I'm joined once again by my good friends Luke Maycock.
Hello.
And Chris Robbins.
Hey, how's it going, guys?
So last week we talked about the Game Awards. Lots of cool awards going out there, lots of cool games announced, and we figured that we didn't really have enough time in our last episode to go through it. And so we said we'll talk about some of our announcements, some of the announcements that were made, and go into kind of some of our most anticipated games for 2023 and beyond. Before we get into that, though, guys, let's, what are you guys up to? What are you guys playing at the minute, game-wise? Luke, what about you?
Right now, I think I mentioned it a little bit last time, but I am on the Cyberpunk buzz at the moment, which is, I know it was kind of... I have a habit of playing games like 2 years after they come out, and I have the best time
sales.
With them. It's sales. You get them for cheap. The patches have been applied.
Yeah, I was about to say you get a game that works 2 years later, which is nice.
Yeah, exactly. Like I remember having an amazing time with Jedi Fallen Order, and I said that to some people, and they're like, "What? That game's broken?" And I was like, "Well, it's not broken now." Yeah. I'm having a great time. So I'm having a lot of fun with Cyberpunk at the moment. It's not a perfect game at all, but like the main story beats are so much fun. Keanu Reeves is great in it. I'm having a brilliant time.
And because we watched the trailers and announcements and things like that, we'll get to that. But I mean, you watched the announcement for the 2077 DLC, starring none other than Idris Elba. So we got the two of them.
Yeah,
Keanu and Idris there.
We got Idris. Yeah, it's going to be sick. He's I love I'm usually averse to like having big names come onto projects, and like that's the reason these projects get so good. But I love Idris so much, and I love Keanu so much. They're both so good at what they do.
Did you see his entrance into like the "You're Breathtaking" moment with Keanu Reeves in Cyberpunk?
Yeah, Keanu. Yeah. I remember that. Yeah,
You're breathtaking.
You're breathtaking. He's such a cool guy. It was almost a bit of a shock playing through Cyberpunk, because in Cyberpunk he's like he's an asshole. Yeah. He's like this hardcore rocker, badass terrorist. He's a total asshole to everyone he meets. Everyone hates him. Yeah,
he's a pretty cool character though.
Johnny Silverhand, and that was a bit of a shock, but I love him as well. Like it's a tribute to like Keanu's acting chops that
for such a nice guy.
He's got range.
And Chris, what about you?
Always regularly playing Slay the Spire on my phone. That never changes. But recently my rotation has actually completely changed since the VGAs. I dropped Pokemon and started replaying Celeste. Fantastic game.
Nice.
And me and my friend actually downloaded Multiverses last night and started playing that.
Nice.
No way.
And
what'd you think?
it was a lot of fun. It's no Smash killer, but on a side note, like we were playing online and the matchmaking was clean. I forgot what like a good online netcode could be like, as opposed to
Smash,
which is a mess.
Yeah.
But the roster is hilarious, and there's also a lot of voice lines from like Harley Quinn to Taz to like Bugs Bunny, and hearing them
Who did you go for as your pick for the night?
So since I just started, and it's like a battle pass system, and you earn points, kind of like League of Legends. You buy your own heroes.
Yeah. But
there's a free rotation, and in that rotation there was Finn the Human. So I started off with that immediately until I could afford to buy Harley Quinn, which ended up being my main for a while, and then I eventually bought Taz as well, closer to the end of the night.
It's such a weird... It's Warner Bros., right?
Yeah.
So it's such a weird roster that they can pull from, because Warner Bros. Still has Harry Potter, right? Is that WB?
They do. It's not they aren't in multiverses, but I'm pretty sure it's.
Well, that's what I mean, and that I'm thinking of things that aren't in the game yet that could potentially be in it. So you could have.
Well, the roster really surprised me, because I knew it was going to be. Well, it's the multiverses, right? So it's going to be a mixture of a bunch of IPs, but I was surprised to see Arya Stark when I loaded up the game. That's one of the new characters. And LeBron James.
I was going to say, LeBron James is in his
Toon
right?
Squad uniform. It's pretty funny. Just like, he kind of reminds me of Wii Fit Trainer, just like spiking balls at you.
Yeah.
I just can't, because my thing, and I'm always going to be a Smash fan. I'm always going to be on that side of the ballpark. But that roster in Smash Brothers is so curated. Like in terms of you're not allowed, there was never characters that were in video games before they were in games, or books before they were games, or other media. Like they had to be in video games first. That was the rule. But with this multiverses, it's kind of like an anything goes. Like the Warner Brothers IP, I'd love to get a list of what's on that to see who could actually end up in it. The Harry Potter one has me intrigued. I don't know if they still own, if WB still owns Harry Potter, but
yeah, it could be they mightn't have like the rights to video games. That's usually the way these contracts shake out. Is like certain big corporation doesn't have the rights to do a Spider-Man
do the movies,
movie, but they can't do a game, or vice versa kind of thing.
Nice.
What about yourself, Darren? What are you playing at the moment?
So I'm on the final bit of God of War Ragnarok. But I've been on the final bit of that for ages. I'm on kind of like this last open world bit, and I'm doing all the side quests and getting my fill before I finish it. It's been fantastic. It would have been a worthy winner as well, if not for Elden Ring, for sure. It was a great game. It is a great game. But I am playing Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, and I just finally got my first solo victory on Warzone.
Oh, attaboy.
Yeah,
very nice.
yeah. I was pretty chuffed. Yeah, I tried. Me being completely illiterate when it comes to how the PlayStation 5 recording works, I thought I recorded the whole end scene of me winning, but it's just the 15 minutes after I won. So it's just me. It's just me looking at the menu and stuff like that afterwards. So I've no legitimate proof, but I got it. I got my first W. Like,
Congratulations!
Thank
I don't
you,
believe
thank
you can't prove it. Congratulations!
You're full of shit, Darren. Yeah. So I guess we'll go into. Hang on, let me just bring up here in front of us. So we've got like the announcements from the Game Awards was a pretty amazing list actually. I've been listening to a lot of other people talk about how they felt the Game Awards was, the announcements that were there, and everyone has it rated pretty highly in terms of what actually came out, what was announced. There's a lot of stuff, a lot of announcements there. I mean, a lot of stuff that doesn't interest me at all. The Bayonetta Origins story kind of being one. Sky Aurora being another cool idea.
That's
gave me serious Journey vibes, which
but it's not used for that. It's kind of like this. It's almost like a.
Am I wrong in saying that that's a mashup of two games?
No. So Aurora is the singer. So the Sky is what the game is called, and Aurora is an actual singer. So I think Sky is this. No, I could be very wrong here. And if I am wrong, please email us at, I found out what the email address is, thegiftofgamingpodcast@gmail.com. It's there. So if I'm wrong about this, please email in and let me know. But I think it's kind of like this. Do you remember when Fortnite had those moments where you could drop in and they had that open air cinema area in Fortnite? And you could drop in and watch the latest trailer for a certain movie or something like that. It's kind of got that kind of feel, like the Matrix kind of feel for it. I think you can go into this game called Sky, and you build an avatar, and there's loads of other people that join in, and you sit at a concert.
Oh, and it's with the artist Aurora.
Aurora is seizing it. Yeah. But the game is called
like
Sky, so I think it's kind of this system that you can just kind of
I've played Sky. Before. It's a great game. It's really fun.
Really?
Yeah, it's a really, really fun game. It was on Game Pass for a while, so I played it, and it was fantastic. And I know Aurora as well. She's great.
Yeah.
So I feel like such an idiot for not putting that together.
Well, I just put this as my not interested list, Luke. So I'm sorry, but you clearly have a bit of a thing there.
Yeah,
so
it'd be sick. I love seeing things like this.
It'd be good. But yeah, so I guess some of the bigger ones that were announced that we all kind of put our hands up for to say, yeah, I'm definitely interested in that. Hades 2.
Oh my god, yeah, that stole the show.
Yeah, big announcement, amazing trailer.
It's. I feel bad for the rest of the games because they were all like there was a lot of great announcements, but now they're just up against Hades 2, which. And
as trailers go, like that's the thing as well, because some of these trailers are just announcing games, but I have to hand it to like Death Stranding 2 had an amazing trailer.
Yeah.
For me to be like, no, I didn't really get into the first Death Stranding, but watching that trailer, I was kind of like, I could really get into whatever's going on here. If it's a prologue, if it's a
idea or what I'm seeing, but
but I don't want to do another walking simulator.
If it ends up another like FedEx simulator, then
would you go back, Darren? Now that you got a bit of hype.
I tried to play the first Death Stranding, but again, I was playing it during lockdown. So this is being recorded at the end of 2022, and thankfully here in Ireland things are open enough, and we got on with our lives. And I think I played that at a time where I was, not to say I was miserable, but I was just getting on with it, I go out and like do my full days of my full day of work from home. The last thing I wanted to do was like deliver virtual packages for ages, and I tried to get into it. And the problem is like I love, it's a Hideo Kojima game, and I love Metal Gear Solid, but I love Metal Gear Solid for like the basic story and the gameplay. And Death Stranding, because Metal Gear Solid goes way off the rails, you know, like
See, I only played up
the
to
Lalo and
2, so
yeah.
I know
And
people
that's,
were talking about how crazy it gets,
yeah,
but I never.
And 2 is kind of where the end. If you watch like the post-credit scene of Metal Gear Solid 2, that's where you hear like, you know, someone comes on the comms, they start talking and they start like breaking down all this sort of stuff, and I was like, I have no idea what they're talking about. And the problem I have with Death Stranding is it looks like the stories could be as wacky as what Metal Gear Solid got, but I'm not getting the gameplay that I would get in Metal Gear Solid. So I'm losing out on both. Is kind of where I stand with Death Stranding.
The thing about that is, with Death Stranding, I think we expect the story to get wacky, so we're a bit more prepared for it. I don't think we really expected Metal Gear to go so off the rails.
Go south,
right?
yeah. I mean, I wouldn't necessarily say it went south. Just too confusing. It reminds me of a Kingdom Hearts series that I love, and I understand why people hate.
It does have that level of convolution because I remember playing Metal Gear Solid 5 for the first time, and like you escape from the hospital, and then you get outside, and then a whale comes up out of the sand and goes over your head and crashes down. I'm like, yeah, this is a Hideo Kojima game. Yeah, this is one of them.
Where'd he birth this one? Like, yeah. So that was another trailer wise that looked amazing. I'm going to down through this list to see what else. Oh, Behemoth, however you want to pronounce that word. That was the MetaQuest PSVR 2 and whatever other VR systems. That
Shadow of the Colossus 3.0.
Yeah. Like, but you're the main dude. You're Wanda, whoever it is. But that looked amazing. Like that looked. And that was a really engaging trailer as well. Yeah. But also, it's one of those things where I watch it and say, could I actually play that? Or would I be violently sick playing in virtual reality?
That's how I felt with the... Because they announced another Horizon game. Not the DLC, but a VR one.
Call of the Mountain, yeah.
Yeah, and just looking at that gameplay, I was like, I couldn't do that in VR. I'd be nauseous immediately.
I love to try it. Like, PSVR 2 is a thing that I'm really... Like, that was another kind of... not saying it was an announcement, but like that's one of the things we'll get onto about our most anticipated. But PSVR 2 comes out in February and it's launching with Call of the Mountain. And it's one of those things where, you know, my brother had the PSVR 1 and some of the early days of it, I was like, this doesn't do it for me. Mm-hmm. But there recently, I think a couple of months ago, I played Rogue Squadron on it. And I was legitimately in an A-wing, you know, fighting 2 massive battleships out in space, and I would look, you know, left or right out of the cockpit and look down, and I would be like, it's all the battles happening under me, around me, you know, doing barrels, and that's where I was like, hang on, this still has so much potential to be amazing. Cool. And it's the problem with PSVR 2 is that I think it's like the price point's about 600, 500 or 600 euro for the PSVR 2 at least.
The Steam Index I think is like 12.
It's crazy, and that's where I think that's where it's going to kill it because if no one,
it's 300 euro.
Yeah, but you're just selling your soul pretty much.
Yeah. An alien owns that.
Not at all. Like all I'm doing, Facebook picked a product to be a massive loss leader, and it's not going to succeed, and I just took the free money that they were giving us all. I was like, I want a VR headset, and they're subsidizing what, €1,000 worth of the technology. Sure,
it's crazy.
It's gonna crash, and I will still have my MetaQuest. It's gonna be sick.
Because there's just so many high hopes. So like the Call of the Mountain, as you know, I'm a massive Horizon fan. Forbidden West was my game of the year. But I would love to see if all that works. I'd love to see if PSVR 2 is successful. I'd love to have that technology and play, because I've never owned a set, but that would be cool. Other games that came out that we saw announced in trailers for, I'm looking just replaced that pixel art one.
Yeah, it looked really good. It was the one that was kind of reminiscent of like Octopath Traveler, like that, almost like 3D pixel art.
Yeah.
I can't think of this at all. Sorry, I'm gonna just quickly look.
Yeah,
up,
it's cool because in the trailer he's like he's in a car for part of it. Like the dude looks really. The whole trailer just looks cool. At the end
when he's like hanging off the helicopter that's going down, and
it's one of those things that looks so stylish, and I'd be very keen to give that a whack and see if that's like, you know, any good. But those kind of real retro pixel art, but pixel art done to be like this beautiful modern age pixel art, I'm all over that. You know, it's kind of Celeste has that vibe as well as this really well done pixel art game.
You need to play? We've talked about this before, but give Crosscode a shout.
Crosscode, okay. Yeah. I'll add it to the list. I'll put it down to this. Did you see it, Luke? Does it look familiar?
No, it doesn't look familiar at all. This looks sick though.
Yeah, it'll be. I think that's one that's. No, I don't think that has a release date. Let me just check here. No, unless it's come out since. I can't see a release date for Replaced, but that one looks like it'd be amazing. Now I only ever played the first BioShock. I thought it was fun, but it didn't do a huge amount for me. But this one, Judas from the makers of BioShock, I seemed to get, especially the Game Awards when the trailer came out, you know, the crowd was pretty hyped about it. But that seems like it could be a decent run as well. Again, a cool trailer, interesting trailer, but I don't know if that world is for me. It's a bit wacky. Yeah,
fair. It was a very BioShock feeling game. The thing that interests me the most is, has that studio just brought like all its art people and animators and everyone with them the whole way through making a project like Judas. Like, how
You'd be the guy that would know that.
I mean,
Yeah,
how
you're
would
our
that
animation
work?
specialist, Luke. Damn it.
But like,
If you don't know, we'll never know.
well, it's just like you look at it and you go, oh yeah, this
It's
is Bioshock,
yeah.
Yeah.
but just reskinned, rebranded, all this kind of
I
stuff.
mean, in fairness, like that seems to be a thing recently. We've been getting a lot of games like that where just
They're like soft reboots, kind of, or unofficial kind of reboots.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that one could be good. One that I thought, again, if you're talking about really, really good trailers, Star Wars Survivor.
Oh yeah, I'm excited about that.
That
one.
was a legitimately amazing trailer.
Because like I said at the start of this podcast, I got really into Fallen Order, and this looks like more of the good stuff. Hopefully it's apparently Fallen Order was a disaster on release and just like full of bugs.
Well, our friend Daniel had it. He got it on release.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
And you know, even though it was quite broken, and I saw a lot of videos of it at the time of like enemies falling through floors, or you trying to jump, you know, gaps, and kind of the game just kind of bugging out and you end up somewhere else. All those kind of things. Nothing like game breaking per se, but even with all those, Daniel still held it in really high esteem. He said he had a really, really good time with it. As Star Wars games go, like a nice new one to go with. A nice, I mean, the story's a new IP per se. Do you know what I mean? Star Wars is a new IP, but we're following brand new characters in that world, which I'm always about. Like, they dropped the Skywalker stuff. As far as I'm concerned, it's dead. You know. But to have something like that and that trailer was just amazing. You know,
It was very strong.
Other great trailers. Well, I mean, they were good announcements. I think that's it for like what I thought was the better trailers. I mean, Horizon Burning Shores was a great trailer, but it was purely a trailer. Like, there was no gameplay in that. That was a pure CGI trailer. Looks great. You know, from a guy who's a big fan of the game, thought that was really, really good. But going on, I suppose, announcements. Things that look great. Street Fighter 6 got a character.
Yep,
announcement.
DJ.
Yeah. DJ, and it looked like there was 2 or 3 new ones.
No, they also showcased a lot of because there's going to be this like open world single player mode where you're a Street Fighter, like you have an avatar that's a Street Fighter.
And you learn their moves.
Training.
Yeah.
That's what it looked like. And it got me thinking, like, if you're going to be able to create your own character in this single player mode, it's like, I wonder if there's going to be an online option to showcase your character like online against other people.
I wondered from a ranked perspective, so that you're all of equal match. I wonder if that's a very difficult thing to actually.
Well, you couldn't have total. It'll be more like a Mii fighter. You know how there was like the 3 variations of Mii fighter: there's sword fighter, brawler, and gunner, and then a specific selection of moves. Because you can't just take any move from the Street Fighter franchise and just mash it into one character, because it would be optimized on day one.
Yeah,
and everyone would have to play that character.
A few games do a couple of fighting games have tried stuff like that before. Like, there was a Dragon Ball Z game. It was the one that came before Fighters or Fighter Z or whatever. It was the kind of same thing. Like, it was like you created your avatar in the Dragon Ball universe, and you go and take part in this event from Dragon Ball Z and this event from what. And I think you like picked up the moves along the way. And I think the way that kind of shakes out is that there's just like, similarly, like if you built a Mii fighter, like what you were saying, if you built a Mii fighter in Smash and brought them online, their side B can only be one thing. And their neutral B can only be one thing. Their side A can only be one thing.
So you don't have the full collection, but you do get to choose, I guess. Like, I think that's if I'm correct in saying, I think you just battle those, like Ryu, Ken, Chun-Li, Blanca, all of them, and then you, I guess, learn their moveset. You can choose to pick their moves on a system. Otherwise, I don't know how it works.
The one little cutscene of it, the snippet, was him fighting side by side with Ryu. So I think it's more of like Ryu could be your sensei, and he's teaching you his martial art.
Hops in and gives you a dig out. So interestingly enough, though, like, so you're a Street Fighter 6 fan. You know, it's not even sorry. Street Fighter is your fighting game.
Well, I haven't played Street Fighter in years. I think the last one, like, I really played a ton of was the Street Fighter 2 HD remix on 360. And when I say a ton, it was just like me and my buddy for like 2 to 3 hours a night, like almost every night. Are
you excited then for Street Fighter 6 to play as your own character, or to get back into the
it depends. I'll check out the character like creation, but even he didn't look as polished as like when he was
quite plain
Ryu.
In the trailer. Yeah, quite plain.
Yeah.
So I don't know if I'd be too keen on that one. But on the talk of fighting games, Tekken 8 also got some gameplay.
8 also stoked.
And that looks so good.
So good.
Got a little clip of martial law there. No, sorry, it was Forrest Law, the younger, the son, not the father. It looks like he's in it, with a real wacky looking Paul Phoenix. Yeah. And I am all about that game. I'm devastated they didn't give a release. Like, they didn't even give a release window. I'm assuming we get it next year, but they didn't even give a window, which makes me kind of nervous if it'll actually...
I'd be surprised if it was next year. But I also read or heard that it's being built in Unreal Engine 5.
Yeah.
And like it's all brand new assets, so they're building everything from the ground up.
They didn't
so
take
I'm
any.
just
But
stoked.
I think they've been doing that for a long time, because Tekken 7 was like 2015. Like, it's been a hot minute since there was a Tekken, like a new Tekken game. You know.
That is fair. The first
2017, I think, because
was it?
after because I went home after our argument and put it on my wish list on Steam because
it wasn't out yet.
Tekken 7 release date February 18th, 2015.
2015. Oh, okay. I thought it was 2017.
Yeah.
It kind of occurs to me when you mention like the big delay in release dates for fighting games. You have to imagine that studios will have a finished game, like a polished game, all the assets done, and then tuning a fighting game has to take forever.
It'd be
if
such
they want
a
it to be
stressful
competitive.
game to
I know,
to balance,
because you're trying to anticipate like what the best way to do it is the way that we all hate that it's done, which is where they just release it out to the public unbalanced, and then the
some
public
characters
just
are
like
a boss. Yeah.
and then the public just like mass beta test basically the setups.
I mean that's just software engineering in a nutshell. You can kind of like bug test all you want, have the biggest QA department ever. You release it out to the public, and then some user who has no idea what they're doing will find a way to break that game.
Yeah.
In crazy ways.
Yeah, so I just have to imagine that that's got to be hell. If you're a game developer and you're on a fighting game and you're in the final push to, like, everything's made, and
especially
you're just
like
trying
that
to
kind of
tweak.
fighting game that's going to be in like the Evos
Yep.
and like
Exactly,
everyone's
yeah.
eyes are going to be on it.
People are going to care a lot about that game, and they're going to care a lot about being good at it. So
Yeah, it's not like Nintendo where they push a game out and they do a couple tweaks here and there, and then they just forget about it.
That latest Pokemon game broke my heart. And the thing was, part of me was, I was talking to Craig about it, and he was saying, oh, they do so many things, but none of them well. But also with the problem I have, and I think Game Freak's quite a small studio compared to AAA, but on the Nintendo, you've got the likes of Zelda, Breath of the Wild, which looks amazing. Xenoblade Chronicles 3, which looks amazing. At this stage, Pokemon no longer has an excuse to be delivering such horrible looking games. And they... Sorry.
In its defense, though, it's still kind of fun. Like, it's still... Like, I prefer it to... What was the last generation? Sword and Shield. I played that late. So that's still kind of, like, fresh in my mind. But, yeah, I don't know. I don't mind the jankiness, though. You've seen the games I play. I'm a big Vampire Survivors fan. Just get over it.
Get past the graphics and you're fine. Yeah, no, that's fair. That's fair. Okay, so looking at other announcements, this is one that I think we'll all be playing when it comes out, whenever we get a release date for it. The Party Animals.
Oh, yeah, yes. Gang Beasts.
Oh,
I
mean, Gang Beasts 2.0.
I mean...
we got to plan a night around this. And Shotgun Moose, being resident Canadian.
I mean, you can take the risk. Oh, there's a Canadian duck, too, apparently.
Yeah,
Canadian Goose.
Canadian Goose, that's Canadian Goose.
Pure evil.
Yeah, they are.
But that would be a great one for us to actually play and maybe do a review on, like play it for a couple hours in a night, and then when it's released and,
we
do a pod.
We need a launch party for that game for sure.
We need a launch tournament for that game.
Oh, yeah,
everyone has to compete.
And everyone at the bottom level. It's not like when we play Smash, there's people who've been playing it for years and who are just like, we'll all get into Party Animals. No one will have any idea.
Exactly. Yeah.
And the best shall rise. Okay, so that's Party Animals is a good one. I'm looking down through the list here of anything else that really stuck out for me. Blue Protocol was an MMO that looks like it could be quite good.
Yeah, I'm always excited to see a new MMO IP hit the scene because, I mean, it's a dying genre and a genre I love. My issue here is Amazon Studios. I don't want to be that guy, but...
No, you're right. But no, I think it's important for, this is just me, and I'm not gonna preach to anybody, but I think it's important for consumers to make, if you've got something, stick by it, make your decision. Amazon games. The problem with that is I got bit by Stadia as well, Google Stadia. I was in there right in day one, and a lot of people said, man, Google, they're just gonna, if it doesn't work immediately, Google are gonna cancel that. Guess who got their money back from Stadia last week? I did, because they cancelled it. And that's where the worry, I think, with Amazon. If you have an MMO that you would hope is going to be continuously supported, is Amazon in the business to actually do that?
I think I missed this. Blue Horizon is Amazon Studios.
Blue Protocol.
Blue Protocol.
Blue Protocol.
It's Amazon Studios. Yeah.
Amazon Studios, and I'll check out who else it is, but I just know it's an Amazon. I remember from the trailer it's an Amazon game. I'll just check it out here and see.
Gonna be a lot of ads for that on Amazon and around it. Like, that's going to be interesting.
And it doesn't seem like the style
Oh,
they would do.
it's Bandai Namco. Interesting.
Ooh.
Bandai Namco and Amazon Games.
Bandai would be the publisher, right?
They're
Bandai-
both publishers.
Bandai-
Developers are Bandai Namco Studios.
Yeah,
Oh,
Bandai
really?
Namco is...
Yeah.
It's the developer. It was Bandai and Namco, and then it became Namco Bandai,
But,
and then
I
it
mean,
became
that's not always the
Bandai
case
Namco.
because Armored Core, it's also on the list that we'll talk about, is published by Bandai Namco but developed by
Yes,
From
they
Software.
publish as well. Yeah, they publish as well. Yeah.
They do both. They're a group of many talents.
Yeah.
But that one is, I mean, again, MMOs, I'm a big fan of them if I have the time for them. But that one looks like it could be very, very good. But again, will the support be there? You know,
Yeah.
are they going to continue on that one? Good jump at the end of the list to kind of what was on the later part towards the end of the Game Awards. One that I'm pretty excited by is Crash Team Rumble. Now, that bit in the Game Awards was a 10 out of 10 for cringe. The guy who they hired to voice Crash Bandicoot in that Crash Bandicoot suit will live long in my nightmares.
The way his arms moved, I hated it.
And he had weird muscle things on the suit.
Like-
I mean, if you're gonna make a Crash Bandicoot suit, at least make it look good, you know. Never mind the guy in the suit doing the voice acting, which was terrible. But I almost had to turn away, but I'm glad I didn't, because Crash Team Rumble looks a lot like a game I used to play back in the PS1 days, is Crash Bash.
Crash Bash.
Which was one of my all-time favorite multiplayer games when I was a kid. Going back now, I don't know if it's any good, but I have such fond memories. And this kind of has those vibes. It's definitely not the same game. Like Crash Bash was a a PvP, 4 players all against each other. This team looks like a 4 on a team versus a 4 on a team in a battle royale type scenario. But that one looks good. I could get behind another kind of fun Crash PvP kind of game, party game, you know. Yeah. After that, we had the Lords of the Fallen. I don't know if you guys remember the trailer for that.
Oh, yeah, with the Witch King looking guy walking out. And,
like the one that I knew was going to be a Souls-like before I ever
yeah.
saw gameplay.
Yeah, you called it pretty
The art
early.
style alone, you can tell it's going to be a Souls-like game, you know.
Yeah, not too interested. I've played some of the other like Souls-like clones, just because I had that itch to play them, and they ultimately just pushed me back into playing Souls.
Yeah, nobody does it better than the OG.
Yeah.
Someday it will come though. Someday
Somebody has to.
somebody will improve upon the formula.
Well, I mean, Souls or From Software would have to stop making Souls game if that's the case, but we'll see.
It's fine.
After that, we had the Cyberpunk 2077 DLC, which I think we'll get to if we do want to talk about it some more. We also had Armored Core 6. I think I actually called it Armored Core 4 in our last episode, so apologies. It is actually Armored Core 6.
Yeah,
Fires
Rubicon. Yeah. I'm very excited for this one. I mean, I haven't played an Armored Core in years.
There hasn't been one in years, though. Sure, there hasn't. This is like them
No.
going back to...
I think the last one was 10 years ago, over 10 years ago.
I heard
can't
somebody
really
saying
remember.
9 years at one point. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's been a decade since.
Yeah, it's a very long time. And with the amount that From Software has evolved since then, especially with the Soulsborne series, like I could, if they take pages out of those books, I mean, I'm anticipating a really good game. I'm currently, I might be overhyping it, but I'm envisioning a multiplayer experience with mechs, and they introduce the all too familiar Soulsborne invasion mechanic.
Okay.
Like the online PvP,
yeah.
but in the form of like maybe
Mechs.
an orbital drop from an enemy mech, and he's just like in your world now trying to kill you. And
That'd be sick. Yeah.
the writing's on the wall. They have to do
The
this.
trailer for it was amazing as well. Like I'm not into the whole mech scene, but I was watching that trailer being like, that looks like it could be badass. And in fairness,
But-
they are literally, as of a couple of days ago, a Game of the Year winner. From software.
Exactly.
So they have the pedigree to come out and do something amazing with
But
it.
there's a difference between like there's From Software and then there's Miyazaki. Miyazaki is the whole reason Souls
Elden
and
Ring,
Elden Ring,
yeah.
and
He's-
so
and
successful.
we don't know if he's involved with Armored Core.
No,
He's probably
the
more
whole
the
community
fantasy.
would know if
He was down.
yeah. But the other issue is we only saw a trailer. We didn't see any
cinematic.
gameplay.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, and the last one that was kind of announced, which we'll go on to in our most anticipated, because it is one of my most anticipated games, was the trailer for Final Fantasy 16 with a release date as well, which is great, because I think we only had summer 2023 prior to that, and it is now 22nd of June 2023. So at least we have a a release date. And for once in my life, Luke, I'm confident that Square Enix won't delay a game.
No, I don't believe it at all. I'll believe it when I see it. I'll believe it when it comes out on June 22nd.
I'll tell you what, Luke. If you're interested, right, we'll make it interesting. I'll put a bet on pizza. Right, winner buys pizza. Right, if it releases 22nd of June, you'll get pizza for the boys. And if it's not, I'll get pizza for the boys.
Just to clarify the terms, the boys being us, right? The three people present here.
So I just get pizza?
You just get pizza either way. Are you
I was going to make fun of you for, having this bet, but I like it. I like where this is going.
Yes.
Either way, Chris, you're getting pizza. So
yeah.
I feel like we're going to find out. Oh, yeah, you never know with Square Enix. I think we might find out in like May that it's getting delayed. Like one of those.
Which would suck, but I have, because it seems that like... The guys that are doing this are the guys, Creative Unit 3, I think is what they're called. I could be wrong, but they're the guys who did the Final Fantasy 14 MMO RPG, which had all the DLC was top quality. One of my all-time favorite games, and a game I just wish I could just plug hours and hours and hours into, because you kind of have to get stuff out of that game. You really need to completely devote yourself to it. But they finished. Endwalker was the final DLC for that MMO, and now they've moved that team over to do Final Fantasy 16. And even listening to those trailers, the motifs and the music has all the Realm Reborn vibes. The character design has the vibes as well.
It has the
world,
it's
all
vibe.
similar. Yes. Yeah. So it's all, and everything about that game, that MMORPG, Final Fantasy 14, I loved, was great. It was such a great celebration of Final Fantasy. And if that team are involved in this, and this hasn't had the same kind of issues and problems and development teething problems that Final Fantasy 15 had, I'm confident that we could get it. That game was in development for like the best part of a decade, 15 was. So if we can get this 16, which, it seems to be like there seems to be a map for it, like, a journey plan for it, and I'm hoping, if not, enjoy your pizza.
Yeah, one large pizza, is that what we're going with?
One large pizza, yeah. That's a fair bet. So I guess we'll go on to like that was all the announcements, but not all the announcements, but kind of the other ones that we really kind of had a huge interest in. But I guess going into like
I want to make a quick shout out to Viewfinder, because
we missed that one. Yeah, that one looked. That you and me were watching that, and every time there was a new scene, we were like, "Whoa!"
It's like, how is he going to do this one? Yeah. No way.
Yeah. So for those who didn't see it, it's kind of like you take a photo of something and can place that photo in front of you, and it changes the landscape in your vision.
World. Yeah.
So you can then traverse. So you could take a photo. Let's say I take a photo of my kitchen, and I go into my bedroom, and part of my bedroom becomes the kitchen, and I can walk into it and walk through it. But from a intellectual point of view, how they designed that game.
Crazy.
My mind is blown by it.
And I was getting serious Portal vibes, but much more thought out. Yeah.
There has to be like Portal levels of thinking that goes into that, because if you ever watch those like YouTube videos about I'm trying to code portals, and they just get so confused.
Oh, I'm pretty sure the guys that work at Valve are actually robots.
Yeah, they're insane. That wasn't made by Valve. Like,
was it Portal?
Portal was made by Valve, but the game was originally called Narbacular Drop. It was made by a couple of students.
Oh, geez, I didn't.
Yeah, wow. And Valve like got them on their payroll and was like, "Hey, turn this into a real game for us." And
assimilated them. You mean?
It was at
they're robots.
It was at like a huge game jam, basically.
Oh,
and they came up with Narbacular Drop.
Imagine that. Imagine being like, a student somewhere being like, "I think we got a good idea for a game," and Valve comes headhunting you, being like, "Yeah, we'll make you make that. That'd be quality."
But yeah, Viewfinder, that looks sick. That looks really,
and the
really
art style looks amazing. It looks like something I could really sink my teeth into. But again, I don't think I'm intelligent enough to finish that game.
You will be. You'll be fine.
So we're going to, guys, that's kind of, 2022, to put a note on it, for me, fantastic games that came out this year. And again, always against the backdrop of COVID and supply issues and games being delayed and having all sorts of problems. But from my perspective, I'm just going to give, I suppose, highlight game of the year. I am playing God of War Ragnarok right now, but Horizon Forbidden West for me was absolute highlight. It came out in February. I sunk teeth into that and played it for, I think I finished it like over 5 months, but like I would go to tribes, I dress as those tribes, face paint as those tribes, live as those tribes, do their side quests. I was in there when I played it. Absolute highlight of 2022. Not devastated it didn't win game of the year, but quality game. Chris, your game of 2022?
Oh, definitely Elden Ring. Like that was decided back at the beginning of the year for me.
Well, but was that April or was that even earlier?
I think that was February. I was still in Canada when that came out.
Oh my, yeah, because that's another thing. Recency bias did so well to actually come out winner.
Yeah, that's why I was surprised. I thought God of War was actually going to take it based on the what'd you call it, the the Oscar bias.
Oh yeah, recency bias, like
Yeah.
for Oscar style recency bias.
Yeah.
February 25th. Yeah. So
Yep.
like, you know, maybe you knew even then, and game of the year.
Well, I mean, I didn't even have to play it to know what was going to happen. To be honest, like
the
there was
hype-
already so much hype behind it, and they had like George R. R. Martin kind of like writing the underlying mythos. So
I'm
people
sure
were
the
stoked
Game
about
of
that.
Thrones fans loved that he gave himself another big project to do while he's still
Yeah.
trying to finish those books. I'm
Yeah.
sure they loved him for that. Luke, what about your highlight?
I actually don't. I didn't really put a ton of thought into this. I
Yeah, I'm
have,
kind of jumping this question on you guys. Sorry.
that's okay, but I have a couple of weird titles pop into my brain. I played this game. It's an indie game called Dodgeball Academia. At the
Oh, I
start-
know what you're talking about. Yeah, it was announced on a Nintendo Direct, right?
I'm not sure.
Oh,
I know. I don't know where it was announced, but I played it this year, and I put like 30 hours into it, and it's like an RPG based around playing dodgeball at a school, and
Yep.
it just leans into all the anime tropes, and it's
Yeah.
so over the top. I think it's an American made game, but or maybe Canadian. It's so over the top and just like leans into all those tropes, and it was just really fun, and I just really had a good time. I think that might be my favorite. My
Amazing.
highlight of the
Yeah,
year.
kind of under the radar. I like that.
That or one other just honor mention. I got COVID back in like March of this year, and in one day I played all of Bug Snacks.
Man, one of my saddest things was that I never gave that a shot. I heard crazy like mixed reviews of Bug
That
Snacks.
rocked my world, and I'm not sure whether I enjoyed it or not, but it was a highlight. It was
Yeah, love it or hate it. It was a highlight for me. Okay, so I guess
All right, Luke, you definitely have to play Vampire Survivors.
yeah, if you're spending your time playing Bug Snacks, you've got
I'll
time
play
for
whatever,
Vampire
man. I'll
Survivors.
play whatever.
Okay, so I guess to kind of close out this episode, it'd be good to talk about our most anticipated games of 2023, and like kind of a look to maybe not to say what we think will win Game of the Year 2023, but a look to like which games we think will be of the quality that will actually be nominees there going forward. So
Is
Chris,
this pure game? This DLC? This is actually sorry that doesn't even apply to me. It's definitely.
I haven't even selected DLC. I would say go for anything that you're anticipating, be it DLC or a game. I just pick whatever. So I mean, if you can think of like three things for you, Chris, that you're looking forward to in 2023 in video gaming.
I mean, given the list of options we've actually been given, Hades 2 definitely. It would be you'd be very hard pressed to find a game I'd be more excited for, except Elden Ring DLC.
Right,
Which
okay.
hasn't even been talked of, but we
he
all
did,
know it's coming.
He mentioned on his acceptance speech, I think he did mention.
No, he
that
mentioned in cryptic Souls fashion that he's like, I'm not sure if I'm done making games yet. It's like, what does that like?
and then he-
maybe retiring.
Then
Like-
he sneezed and rubbed his temple 3 times, and all the Souls fans were like, "Oh,
Yeah.
what does it mean?"
Elden Ring 2, it has to be, yeah. So Elden Ring DLC, and then
but for
Hades.
sure is Hades 2, which is supposed to be
20.
is it?
I think 2023. We didn't even get a window, but I think it's 2023 at some point. I would say end of year. I would say end of year. For
I
if,
think
if,
it's-
if at all.
I think it's releasing the same way Hades 1 did, where it's releasing in beta basically, and it's going to be releasing in early access.
Yeah,
So
so I'll be able to play it before everyone else on Steam.
yeah, you're going to be able to increment, like you play through the 0 point whatever
Yeah.
patches and everything like that, and it'll be a made game from the first release.
But just to make
It'll
sure
just
everything's
get more
perfect.
full.
Which is so refreshing to hear that about games, because there's so many games that are coming out. Like when we talked about Cyberpunk and even like Star Wars Fallen Order, all those games that are coming out, that they just shouldn't be in the condition that they're in.
It's
But
crazy,
It's really bad, and I hope
especially from a AAA studio.
yeah, and I'm hoping as a thing for 2023, if I would have put in a wish that I had for 2023 in video games, I hope that we don't get another Cyberpunk 2077 scenario where
We already did. Oh no, sorry. I
For-
was
for
going to
next
say
year.
Callisto, yeah, but Callisto would
It's-
fall under next year now, I think. Right?
Well, no, it's already out here.
But as far as the VGAs go,
No, I don't think it can be considered at all. So I think there's a
so is
window.
there just a window where these games can't be considered?
I think
for
so.
the end
Yeah.
of the
So
year?
from
Fuck, that sucks.
post
That's
November 14th to the end of December. I could be wrong on this. Again, the gift of gaming podcast at gmail.com if I've made a fool of myself. But I think there is a window where you can't be recognized for the VGAs. But yeah, my wish for 2023 is that we don't get a Cyberpunk, that there's, and I think just from the fan perspective, I wasn't on the hype train from the very beginning of Cyberpunk, let's say, when that first came out. But as the hype got closer and closer and they released trailers for it and stuff and our announcement trailers, I was like, wow. And to kind of, You know, and CD Projekt Red has got such. I mean, Witcher 3. Do you know what I mean? They've got such good clout at the minute for them to go and ruin their reputation like that. And I know the decision making comes from higher ups and it's all money related and everything like that. But I hope that we don't get any of that in 2023. That'd be if I could make a wish, a Christmas wish. It'd be no unfinished games in 2023.
Please, Santa.
Christmas miracle for next year.
Give me good finished games. Could I squeak in my most anticipated?
Absolutely, fire away. Yeah, let's hear it.
I'm gonna go Zelda.
Zelda, Tears of the Kingdom.
The Tears of the Kingdom.
Which did win the most anticipated game from the VGAs last week. Yeah.
Yeah, I've no idea what it's going to be like.
Of you, Luke.
Did you play Breath of the Wild?
Yeah, a few times. Yeah,
and loved it.
Loved it. Great, so much fun. I did like every little bit of it. I just go around exploring. It was really relaxing. Some interesting puzzles.
And we haven't gotten... Oh, sorry. So for the likes of The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, we have a 12th of May release date.
Oh, sick. Yeah. I actually don't know what to expect. And I feel like my hype won't peak until it's like a couple of weeks before and we get a final trailer. But yeah, I think that's going to be it for me. That's
anything else? Just that?
Is this the first time Nintendo's released a Zelda iteration on the same console? Don't they usually wait till
on the same console?
Well, I think the Switch is... There has been... I don't even think there's been a whisper of what's next for Switch, with the exception of a Switch Pro, which is people still think after the OLED screen Switch came out, people kind of thought that the Pro Switch died with the release of the OLED, but there hasn't been a whisper of what Nintendo's, or if they're even in planning for a new console. So I don't...
Yeah, I don't know what's coming next for... I think the Switch has probably been the most long-lived of the Nintendo. Oh, well, like the Wii probably outlives it a little bit, but the Switch is... Nah,
man. NES will never die.
Yeah.
I still have that plugged in myself.
Yeah, no, so it's Zelda for me, and then apart from there's a couple of things I'm looking forward to, but like for me, like again, I play so many games on like such a big delay. A lot of games that I'm looking forward to have been out for ages already. So like one I'm really looking forward to is actually Deathloop by Arcane Studios, which is...
That was out earlier this year, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think it was out at probably the start of this year, or might have been out like in 2021.
Yeah, the end, because in fairness, that wasn't nominated for anything at the VGAs, which I'm surprised at. So let me just double check. I think it might have been last year.
Could be over a year old, but like I know, I love the studio that makes it. I'm pretty certain it's Arcane Studios. They're just geniuses when it comes to...
September 14, 2001, Luke. Yeah.
So to 2021. Yeah.
2021. Yeah. So last year. So
that wasn't even this. I just like get these end up on like a buffer for me, and I'll eventually get. But it's on like Game Pass. I have it downloaded. Oh, there's what's the fucking Justin Roiland game that's coming out tomorrow?
I gotta look up the name for it. I keep forgetting the name.
It doesn't have a great name. I don't think it's.
No, it is called High on Life.
High on Life. That comes out tomorrow, and it's installed on my console already. So
nice.
Justin Roiland. Did you play his other one, Trover Saves the Universe?
I didn't play it. I watched the playthrough of it, and it killed.
I mean, that's almost enough. Just to hear all the Rick and Morty like voice banter.
It was the funniest thing. I loved it so much. I laughed like throughout the whole thing.
Because the trailer for that I saw was because it's the guns. The guns
talk and the knife
I think I saw that, and I haven't watched Rick and Morty in a while, but I consider myself a pretty big fan. And the moment you hear the Morty voice, and it's just it immediately cracks a smile on my face.
Yeah. You should be playing multiverses with us then.
Rick and Morty characters in multiverses?
Morty's in free rotation right now.
Oh my god!
Yeah.
It just seems so wrong to me.
You would feel like you were betrayed. You feel like you were cheating on
Smash Brothers. Yeah, because it's like these guys weren't video game characters first, bro.
Yeah.
Very good. Okay, yeah, that's sweet. So like High on Life, that'll be mostly a 2023 game for you at this stage. Yeah, if it's only out tomorrow.
Who knows how long it takes to beat? I might finish it by the weekend. Just like skip the
Let
buffer.
Us know.
Skip the buffer. Yeah.
So for myself, I guess when it comes to anticipated games for next year, I'm looking at, and I don't know how I'm going to play it. It's the saddest thing. Baldur's Gate 3 came out in like pre-alpha or alpha back in like early 2021. And I got it on the Stadia. It was one of the reasons I bought Google Stadia, because I was like, I don't have a PC that can play any type of video game. I'm a console player, and then seeing Baldur's Gate come out on Stadia, I was like, amazing. And I played through a lot of quite buggy, but the most perfect Dungeons and Dragons game ever. I just loved it. And now with Stadia being, I think, going offline from January 17th, I think they're dead and gone in the water. I need to figure out a way to play Baldur's Gate 3, which comes out in August. So
is it not coming out on any console? It's just PC?
Just PC.
Whoa.
Yeah. Maybe it'll be a thing. Cause I think the same thing happened. I could be wrong with Divinity Sin 2. Was that a PC release first and came to consoles later?
Oh, I'd imagine so, because that's one that was probably in like a beta release for a long while. And
so I'll be looking forward to that. Otherwise, one of the things that was so sad that got delayed this year was Hogwarts Legacy. That was going to be my Christmas game. I was going to that was originally, I think, slated for kind of winter, a winter window. And I was going to buy it and play it over my Christmas holidays. It's such Harry Potter always has those Christmas vibes for me. So that was going to be.
Do we know who develops Hogwarts Legacy?
Warner Brothers.
Warner Brothers.
Well,
Studios,
develops. Sorry, there's a difference between developers and publishers. Let me just double check this.
I just want to know if they have any kind of pedigree in.
So Hogwarts Legacy is being done by Avalanche Software, and
what they do.
Developer Avalanche. Yeah, that's not a good sign.
No, I do recognize the name. I just don't.
What have they done? I'm looking here. Oh, like Disney Infinity, like the Infinity game and stuff like that. Yeah, they don't have a massive. It doesn't look like they have a massive pedigree here at all. Okay. Let me just check here. This little map. You got anything good? No, Luke, nothing sticks out of me at all. No. Okay, the trailers looked amazing though, so I'm gonna keep my.
I mean, not being a Harry Potter fan myself, I did like what I saw.
Okay,
and just I started thinking about how it could play out.
Like 2 years
It'd
in
be nice
school.
if it was like an MMO or
so I definitely think it isn't. But we were talking about that while we were watching it being nominated for the whatever award it was in for, and Yumi were saying that as an MMO would just be top quality, like just loads of wizards.
And instead of factions, like one side versus the other, it would be the classes, the houses. Yeah, sorry.
So that's one as well for me, and I think last two I'll mention would be Forspoken, which is coming out in January, which looks great, like the Square Enix kind of weird fantasy type one. It's parkour with dragons is the best way I can describe that, maybe. But that looks fantastic, and then I guess I kind of have to give an honorable mention to Tekken 8, which I can't wait to play. But then, of course, at the end of next year, providing there's no delays, we will get part 2 of this Final Fantasy VII remake trilogy.
That'd be pretty
which
sick.
is called Rebirth, I think, possibly.
Sounds about right.
Yeah, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth.
Do you know how many parts there are going to be in total?
I think they confirmed 3, which I think which made a lot of people nervous considering how much ground there is to cover. So I think it opened the door to a lot of stuff being kicked from the game. But that would be, I'm very much looking forward to that. I think I'm getting the Crisis Core Reunion remaster or remake over the next couple of weeks, and I'll give that a play to get myself up to speed. But I'd be very keen to play that.
Sick, yeah.
So I guess if you have, thanks for listening to this episode of the Gift of Gaming podcast. Let us know what your most anticipated games for 2023 would be. You can hit us up on the giftofgamingpodcast@gmail.com. It does exist. I've found the login. I remembered.
You remembered.
But if you like listening to people who don't really know anything about video games, we're not in the industry, we're not experts, we just like chatting about it. Hit us up. Enjoy the next episode whenever it comes out. And thanks for listening, guys. Luke, Chris, it's been great. Thanks for having me.
Thanks for having us.
A pleasure as always, guys. Peace out and keep gaming.